Test, test. Hey, hi everyone. Sorry, one second. How's everybody doing today? I didn't expect to just go live just like that. Never know with a live stream. But anyhow, welcome to my photography shopping live stream where we go online together and look for deals on photographic accessories and gear and cameras and lenses. And I always try to cherry pick a few up front before we start, and I'll share those with you. Generally, a lot of these deals are actually just as good as they were on Prime Day, if not better. So I'll show you some of those. And I have basically two categories. One is sort of my general overall picks on really good deals or photography accessories that are at a good price that I think every photographer needs, and a few niche items as well. And then I have another page called robtrekdeal.com/deal20. These are all the photography deals I found for under $20. And again, accessories and knickknacks and things, little things that help with our hobby here. And that said, we'll go ahead and get started. I see Henning's here and Giuseppe and Jeff. Good to see you guys. So I will pull up my deal page. And this is my general deal page, robtrek.com/deals. And I try to put the newer items up top that I found, and then the rest are just really good deals that have kind of carried on over time. Uh, but that said, let's start out with a Canon R100. Now, this is an amazing deal for a really compact, uh, you know, APS-C camera. This is the R100, so it doesn't have like the advanced subject detect that you get in the other models like the R50, but those cost substantially more, like double the price, just to start. And this one here is a terrific, has a terrific sensor and has the Digigate processor. So the face detect and the autofocus is face detect and everything works really well. It has 4K video. So this is a great entry-level camera into the Canon RF system. And I really like the Canon system, the ergonomics. These cameras, this one is particularly small, but it's still very comfortable to hold, unless you have really large hands, right? But this is a great camera, and you can get it with a kit lens, the 18 to 55, I believe, 18 to 45. Then that'll give you a good way to get started if you don't have any Canon RF lenses. But what I would recommend actually, rather than getting the kit RF 18 to 45, is to get the 16 millimeter f2.8. It's a pancake lens and it's on sale now for I think 259. That's the lens I would pair with this particular camera, and that'll give you a really nice, comfortable field of view to get started. It's pretty wide angle, but you can always crop in a little if you're not crazy about super wide. It's not a super wide, it's a 24 millimeter equivalent. But the problem I have with this 18 to 45 lens is it's very, very slow, and at 4.5 to 6.3. And although it's compact and it'll give you good, uh, flexibility in your photography, I think it's best just to get started with the Pancake primes that Panasonic offers, because I believe they also have a 28 f2.8, which is very affordable. So you can get this camera, with three lenses, or better yet, I mean, if you want to keep it compact, the 16 and the 28 f2.8s are a good companion to this particular setup. And like I said, Canon colors, Canon ergonomics, Canon menus, all of that good stuff, which is really why they're kind of number one in the camera industry, is they've been doing things right for a very long, long time. Um, And it makes a great backup camera that you just throw in your bag if you normally shoot other Canon RF cameras. This makes a nice backup camera to take with you as well. Now it's lacking, like I said, a lot of the features of the more advanced and newer Canon cameras, but this gets the job done with the face detect, good eye detect. It's really, really good autofocus in that respect. And general autofocus, it'll do subject tracking to some extent. And I, you know, I it's hard to recommend other camera or entry level cameras when you can get this one so cheap. This one is pretty hard to beat at this price point. Okay, and then I found this Tamron lens. This is for Sony, I believe, right? Yeah, this is the Sony full frame 50 to 400. This is kind of an all-in-one, uh, what is this? Roughly a 9x zoom. But Tamron makes excellent lenses. And this is as good a deal as you're going to get on this lens. I've seen it sell for $150 more at B&H, and also I've seen it sell, this normally retails for about 1500. So this is a really good price right now. This is shipped and sold by Amazon, so you're going to get an authentic lens. Um, and ideally, you should get the USA warranty when you buy through Amazon, but I've never bought a Tamron lens through Amazon to know that for a fact. But uh, either way, you get the lens. If it works fine, you still have a 30-day return window uh, at worst. And then the Sigma, this one here is for the Nikon Z mount, the Sigma 30 millimeter f1.4 for APS-C Nikon cameras. This is a very well regarded lens from Sigma. It's a great field of view. It'll give you, I think, roughly a 45 millimeter equivalent. So it's a good standard lens, just a tiny bit wider, and it's very, very fast for low light. And also if you want to get some shallower depth of fields in your subjects. And this also comes with a filter set. You get a circular polarizer, a two-stop ND filter, and a UV filter. So it's a really great kit all together, bundled together like this. And this one is sold and shipped by Adorama. So also you will definitely get the manufacturer warranty when you buy through Adorama's link there. So again, I can highly recommend this lens over just about anything else out there at this similar focal range and aperture. This is a new lens. It's coming out, I think, next week. Yeah, delivery in July 23rd. So we got about another week to go. Uh, and I have not reviewed this lens. They offered to send it to me, but they're the Jimmy Chang already did a review on this, and there's a lot of reviews on the APS-C cameras like Fujifilm for this lens. And at this price point, the lens is very good. It's very sharp in the center, and it only loses a little bit of sharpening or sharpness towards the extreme corners of the lens. But really good optics. It's a pancake lens. It's very small, compact, something you can throw in your bag, and it's a great alternative to the other 25 millimeter lenses out there for micro four thirds, being at least half the price of, say, the Panasonic f1.7 lens. That lens is not a pancake lens, although it is still compact, but it's not a pancake like this one. So if you're on a very tight budget, this is definitely the way to go with very few compromises. And I don't see any reason not to get this lens. You get it, see how it works out. Again, Amazon has a very liberal return policy. If you're not happy with the performance of the lens, you can always just send it back within 30 days. But I don't think that's going to be an issue because this lens has actually been out a while. It's just now being released in the Micro Four Thirds mount. And then I found some good battery deals. This is the smaller of the two Sony batteries that you commonly get. Comes with a dual charger and a couple of spares. I mean, these little chargers are great to keep in your car, like in the glove box or in the center console. Just whenever you need to charge things when you're out in the field, and you get a couple of spares, which are not going to last, as well as long as an OEM battery. So I wouldn't use these as your main battery when you go out, but as a backup to kind of just get you through the day, these are perfectly fine. And at this price point, it's kind of a no-brainer. And then I have another battery set here, this time for Canon, and this is $10.99. You get two LPE6 batteries. This is the battery for the full frame cameras, generally speaking, and some of the DSLR, uh, APS-C cameras. You get the dual charger and two batteries for 11 bucks basically. So if you're a Canon shooter that uses the LPE6, this is again just a no-brainer. I mean, the charger alone is worth $11, and to get a couple of spares, same caveat as before, they're not going to last like the original OEM batteries, but they're great. They're great as spares and backups. And then one more battery. This is for the Godox V480, the V350, 10 bucks. The OEM battery is like $45, $50, but you can get one or two of these for 10 bucks each. This is again kind of a no-brainer. I think I'll get me one because I do have a couple of V480s, and it wouldn't hurt to have a spare. So it looks really good. It's getting good reviews, but I guarantee this only lasts at best maybe 80% of what the OEM batteries do. That would be my best guess, but yeah, 10 bucks, you're not out too much money if there's any problems or you're not happy with the performance. It's only 10 bucks, right? And I think generally speaking, you will be happy with the performance of the battery given the price point. Okay, no, those are the main ones that I found for the general sort of deals. I'll come over to a couple more, but let me just check the chat section real quick. And where's my chat window? There it is. All right, so Intrigue is here. Good to see you. And Ethan, good to see you. And you say, I got a new box Panasonic S1 to use with my Zuiko film lenses. Oh, okay. What is one fast lens with autofocus you would recommend for it? Uh, really the trio of primes, the 35, the 50, and the 85. These are all f1.8s. They're all about the same size, and they're excellent optically. Particularly the 50 is very, very good. The 30, I mean, all three are really excellent, and I think you'll be extremely happy with any of those. Those are the ones I would get. I've been shopping Panasonic L-mount forever. I found an S1R. I'm right on the cusp of getting it, but like I said, I was mentioning I had kind of a financial setback this month that, uh, you know, it's kind of keeping me from getting that right now. But uh, that's the 50 is definitely the one I'm going to get first for that camera, and that's probably the one I would recommend you get first for that camera, is because it's 50 millimeters is a good general all-purpose focal length. It's very fast, very sharp, and you just can't beat it. I think Viltrox or TT Artisans, they offer some more budget friendly, but the 50 millimeter f1.8 you can find on the used market for like 250 bucks, and it goes on sale time to time for $300 to $350 brand new. So if you go on the used market like eBay, you can get all three primes, the trio, for about $1,000 on the used market. And brand new, you're going to pay probably closer to 1,500 for the set. But I would recommend start with the 50. Oh my goodness, Robin Wong, how are you? Yeah, it's been a while. I'm doing well. It's good to see you. Well, you've been just cranking out the videos every week consistently. That's amazing. And I haven't caught up on too many, but I really like the cameras and lenses you've been covering. And I think it'll appeal to a lot of people that are looking for budget-friendly lenses and camera bodies that are still excellent even today. And that's a great service you're doing for the photo community, is finding really good deals or really good cameras and lenses that are very affordable, right, on the used market. And hi, Rob. Will Godox be sending you the new macro flash for review? Looks interesting for tabletop work, but maybe awkward in the field. No, I did not get an offer on that one that I looked for. I'm not looking quite as hard. Let me see what this is. Maybe I can just call them up or email them. The MF. Oh, this is a ring flash. It looks like. No, it's not a ring flash. It's got two little flashes on the side. I guess it would depend on the price point. It's a twin flash. It would depend on the price point. Now, I'm watching a clip on it. All right, so fast recycle 550. I'm just watching this little clip on it here. Got some clip-on stuff. Yeah, I guess it just depends on the price point. 240. Oh, $249. I would pass. I would pass. Um, I would I would recommend, honestly, like this. I was out this morning. I didn't get anything, but I was out this morning with my uh, just my IT32 and 60 macro, and then I like to use this diopter. It gives me about a 1.5x magnification instead of 1x. But I would recommend this over, say, that dual lens flash style, or you could buy two of these, right, and mount them accordingly. You could probably figure out a way to mount it to get kind of the same effect, but uh, yeah, I think this is a much better option. Then you put on a diffuser on the front if you want. A lot of times I just shoot bare bulb like this for my macro work. It's, the subjects are so tiny, you don't have to worry about harsh shadows really so much. Uh, you'll get you'll get relatively soft lighting as it is with very small subjects, but you can add a little diffuser on the front, like the one that I have on my deal page, this one here. I would do that, and it's only $100, and that flash is much easier to carry, much more versatile, because you can use it for other things other than macro, right? So that's the way I would go, and it's half the price. It was on sale for $89 last week. I had it on my deal page. Hopefully some of you picked it up. Okay, and let's see. And the Great Vanzini's here. Good morning. Okay, so let's go back to my deal page here. The diopter I just showed you, this one here, $20. This is perfect for the 60 millimeter macro lens, and really any lens up to 52 millimeters. I've been able to fit it on my 58 millimeter lenses. but it's a little bit loose. It actually will fit up to, um, let me here. This is a 58 millimeter. Yeah, it's a little bit loose on 58, but I've put a little step ring inside, and this will fit, or a step down ring, because I have a bunch of step down rings. So if I do want to use it with my other lenses, but generally I use this on my 60 macro, and 20 bucks, and it takes the 60 macro and gives you about a 1.5x magnification, and there's no loss in image quality. I've used this many times, and I'm very happy with the quality I'm getting from it. And it just snaps on so easily, onto the front of the lens like that, and you're good to go. And then you take it off when you don't want to use it, and it's easy to carry, right? I just put it in my pocket a lot of the times. And it's a great way to get a little extra magnification out of your 60 macro without having to buy the 90 millimeter macro, right? But there is another one here. This one has a little bigger clip to it. So you can buy both for about $44, and you'll have two. And this one will go fit. This one will fit like the 12 to 45, the 12 to 40. Those, our 12 to 45 and 12 to 40s have very good close-up magnification as it is. You can add this to it, and it'll give you a little bit more. I don't think this will get you to 1:1. It'll probably get you like to 0.75x, but still really good for close-up work. And Earth is a really this is a mid-tier filter kit. So it's going to perform just like the top tier filters, but at a mid-tier price. And this one is on sale for $46. It's a really good deal. This is the 58 millimeter thread set. You get the UV and the CPL. You're probably mostly going to be using the circular polarizer, but I recommend circular polarizer to every photographer. It's just an essential accessory that you need to get. And let's see, ND filters. It's not essential, but it's a really nice to have. This is a 20 stop ND filter, so you can go out in broad daylight and do long exposure photography. You combine this with the live comp, and you can do cloud painting and all light painting in the daytime, all kinds of things with this. So $18 for a K&F series here. It doesn't show exactly, but this is, what do they call it? Anyway, K&F makes great filters, okay? Uh, and this is a great deal. This is a really good deal. The 62 millimeter filter thread, of course, is great for a lot of the Micro Four Thirds lenses. The 12 to 40 f2.8, this would be a perfect filter for. And then SD card reader for 10 bucks, can't beat that. And this is an Anker brand. This isn't some generic like Chinese brand you never heard of. Because I bought one of these like $5, $10 card readers, and it is so slow, painfully slow. You won't have to worry about that with Anker. You're going to get a decent read speed through this little adapter card reader. And Tarion has a really interesting new backpack out. It's on sale now for $44. Lots of dividers, so it's going to hold plenty of stuff. It's relatively compact. It's only a 12-liter bag, but for our Micro Four Thirds gear, this is perfect, right? We can fit a lot of things in here, and not have like wasted space in our backpack, right? We're going to be able to use the whole backpack and not overweigh it, so it's not going to be heavy even when it's full because it's not a huge backpack. But 12.5 liter is a nice, really nice size for Micro Four Thirds. You're going to be able to fit probably about 6 lenses and a couple flashes in there, with our Micro Four Thirds gear. And Terion is an excellent brand for entry-level backpacks. I own at least one of their bags, and I'm very, very happy with it. And this tripod, it was $25 last week, but now it's 29. But this, you're not going to touch a tabletop tripod at this price, regardless of what it's made of. It could be plastic, it could be, aluminum with plastic ball head. This is an all metal tripod. I have it right here. This is carbon fiber, metal, twist locks, metal ball head, and I paid 29 for mine, and now it's on sale. Now it's the same price again. This same tripod sells for $159 on B&H, right? I can pull it up for you on B&H. Here it is. Same one. $149. So, and if you shop tabletop tripods, like if I click on this and we go down where Amazon's going to make suggestions, of course, it's not doing a good job now, is it? like here's one. It's basically the same thing, $55. Here's one without the ball head, $99, $100. Trust me, you're not going to touch a tabletop tripod of this quality at this price point. I know a lot of you have already bought this. I think Jeff has bought one, and he's very happy with it. I'm very happy with mine. I'm tempted to get a second one, because if I get into tabletop photography, uh, I could use this as like little mini light stands for my, if I wanted to have a multi-light setup, or, for LEDs or for flashes. And of course, this one here, this is a great tripod for 20 bucks. I've talked about this every week for the past month, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but this, if you're on a very tight budget, you can do a lot worse than this when it comes to tripods for 20 bucks. Here's a couple other options. Let's see. 20, this one is taller than the one I just showed you. So if you need more height, you can go to 74 inches, although this one is 63. It's really more than enough. But this is going to be taller, and it looks like this, yeah, it's just going to be taller. That's the main difference, but it's basically the same tripod. This one here has an articulating arm. Articulating arm tripods typically are about $20 more than this on sale. They retail for $100, but this is a really good deal. And this is again great for close-up photography. So if you buy that macro lens diopter thing that I showed earlier, you're gonna be able to use that together with this tripod. And this is really ideal for like flower shots, right? And top-down, lay flat type photography. So it's very, very versatile for $59. I don't, if you want to get into flat lay or flower photography, this is an excellent way to do it. It's an excellent tool to get close up. And it's cheap enough that you don't need to carry it with you as your main tripod, because it is going to be inherently a little bit heavier. You just take it with you when you're ready to do or concentrate on that type of close-up and flat lay type photography, maybe in your studio, or you go out into a, some botanical garden. This is a great tripod. And then a couple of bags here, lenses. All of these lenses are great deals. When they go on sale, they're usually like 10 bucks off. So No need to wait for a sale on these lenses. They're very, very competitively priced as is. My favorite one, let's see. I think you know, if we're talking about not micro four thirds, this would be my favorite, the 40 millimeter f2, and it's available in Z, L, and E mounts. But it's a full frame lens, 40 millimeter f2. It's getting excellent reviews online as well as here on Amazon. And it's a great price and a great alternative to the OEM manufacturer versions. You know, and you know, like we were just talking about the Panasonic S1, this would be a great lens for your Panasonic S1 to throw on there. Awesome lens, and it's relatively fast at f2. Okay, let's see. There was a 75. I didn't put it on here. There's a 75 f2 that I really like on Sony. All right, memory cards, I've had to take a few off because they went out of stock. They came back into stock, and now they're double the price uh, than what they were last week. Like I had one there for $195. It's now $350. You know, and that's going to happen. So the ones that I've left on the page here have not jumped in price yet. I mean, they're higher than they were last year, but they haven't jumped to the current pricing for memory cards. So this is the only one that, you know, it's getting good reviews here on Amazon, but you get a pair of 128s for 24 bucks. That's or 20, I'm sorry, 28.49. That's hard to beat. But if you're doing professional work, I wouldn't buy this. But for the enthusiast and, you know, hobbyist, why not? Pair of 128s for $28? That's amazing. But if you want to get top tier RAM, this is a really good brand here. I've bought a couple of these, and this brand, they use top tier uh, memory chips in them from like that are manufactured by either Samsung or Micron, or maybe even Western Digital, which is slash SanDisk. But they buy top tier memory, and also they're manufactured at a top tier manufacturer that assembles the cards. You know, they put in the memory controller, and they put the branding on there like Digiera. Same thing they do for PNY. I would not be surprised if this is basically the same thing as a PNY or other, you know, well-known brand like Kingston. I've been using mine, you know, for the past couple of months now, or how long has it been? I bought this June 2nd. So it's been a little over a month uh, with tens of thousands of images through ProCapture and SH2. No problems at all. This is a great memory card. Um, but one deal I do have to point you to, and there's a link down below to the B&H deal. The Lexar 256 gig 2-pack. I have a link down below for this, my affiliate link. V60 2-pack. Let's see, this one. There's a $100 coupon when it goes into your cart. So let me go to my cart. And you can see it's $279. So 280 bucks minus 100. So you're paying 180 bucks for two 256 gig V60 cards. And these are very, very fast. You know, if you do any kind of burst mode and ProCapture, you got to get a V60. You're going to be really frustrated with a V30 card. And, you know, if you go back to Amazon and you just type in 256 gig V60 SD card, right? Let me show you the prices for a single one. Well, that's the Silver Pro. That's not the same one. But yeah, 130 bucks here. This is some generic brand. I wouldn't trust that. But look at this PNY. 256 gig, 150 bucks for one. And this is, I would say, on par in terms of brand status, like the Lexar, just as good. Here's the same exact thing on Amazon, $244. But look what it is on B&H, minus $180. So, you know, this is the time to get this is the deal of the day, really. 90 bucks a piece for these. You're not going to find this deal anywhere for a long time, because once these are sold out, you know they're going to come back at $150 each, just like the PNY. So definitely, if you need some memory, and maybe you bought a new camera or your other memory is getting old, you got to get this. You got to get this now before they go out of stock. They come back in, they're going to be double the price. That's all I can say. Um, and then of course my usual favorites down here: Ugreen, Anchor, this newer flash for what's it called? Fujifilm. Kind of a no-brainer. Lithium ion, full power, full size flash. The diffusers. This one's always out of stock. When it comes in stock, that's why I'm leaving it in here. It comes in stock every couple of months. You got to get this one and not this one. This one doesn't have as tight a opening here, so it's a little bit floppy on your lens. But this one is very snug. So when it comes back in stock, I would get this one. It's typically $2 more, so you're going to pay 10 bucks for this. But you can get by with this one just fine. This is the diffuser I use when I'm doing my macro photography. Some more memory cards down here. These are all like V30s. This one V90 is a good deal. You know, you really only need a V90 card if you're doing hardcore video work. And very few cameras require V90 to do the video. Something like the GH7, GH5, you know, some of the 8K video modes and other cameras, you will need a V90 card, but unless you're doing high-end video work, you don't need a V90, but if you want a V90, go ahead. It's not going to make any difference in the performance of your camera for regular photography. It's not going to clear the buffer any faster than a V60 card. I have tested this over and over again. V60, V90, no difference in your camera when it comes to clearing out the buffer. I mean, at most, it might be 1 second faster, okay? So just, it's not worth the price difference. But for a V90 card, this is an excellent deal. This is a very good brand that not many people have heard of. And I bought this on a whim just to test it. And I'm very, very happy with this brand. And I did a little research and I did find that they are buying top tier parts for their memory cards. Okay, there's some filters. Okay, so let me pause here, see if there's anything in the chat section, but go down and check all of these out. These are all really good. Here's the 16 millimeter Canon. This is the best deal. You know, the used price is about $259. Why buy used when you can buy this brand new? 16 millimeter f2.8. This is an excellent lens to pair with that R100. You know, so this is, I would recommend this and the 28 millimeter. The 28 millimeter RF. It's not on sale now. Well, it is. Here's this one here. Let's see who's selling it. This is sold by so I would get this lens and the other lens with the Canon R100, and for well under $1,000, you got an excellent little kit. Very, very compact, excellent image quality, and you know, kind of the go anywhere type setup, street setup. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat section. Oh, you're so popular here, Robin. Everybody's, you know, of course you are, though, right? And Paul, my goodness, good to see you. Hey, did you see Joe Edelman's back to doing live streams on YouTube, which is awesome. I've been watching those. You know, I know he's not a favorite of many of my, you know, our audiences are very different. A lot of people in my audience don't care for him, but I really like him. and I'm really happy he's back to doing the live streams because I kind of missed 2 years ago when he had his private community. But it's good to see you, Paul. And I'm going to search for used Ollie 14 to 52 that Robin. What are your thoughts, Rob? Have you? I believe I have that lens. Let me double check. It's kind of buried. I mean, I just rather use a regular kit lens, the 14 to 42, but uh, I think I have it, but it's kind of buried. It's buried. Let's see. My E500. I think actually, yeah, I have this lens. So yeah, this lens is awesome. It's very fast, and this is on my E420. This E420 is actually converted to infrared, but I didn't watch that video. It was I saw the thumbnail for it, but I didn't watch that one. But anything Robin says, is legit, right? And I can only tell you my experience with this has been very good. I don't know if I have in my Flickr if I have any samples of this. Let me take a quick look. 14 to 42, right? No, 14 to 50, 54. Because yeah, no, I don't have it bookmarked. I'll pull up my Lightroom and see. I haven't used it in a long time, but I remember taking it out to Huntley Meadows during the fall and getting fall colors with it, and it was pretty amazing. So when Lightroom spins up, I'll pull a couple images that I took with it. Okay, I need to close some windows here before I crash my computer. But I do want to go to my $20 deal page. And but I guess, it depends what you want to use it for, because OM Systems, or I'm sorry, Olympus has a 12 to 50 power zoom lens, which I think would be just as good. The difference being is, there's about a stop difference in the aperture. But I don't see the point of adapting a 4/3 lens to, micro 4/3 when there's so many great native lenses available for the micro 4/3 system. It just makes more sense to me. But anywho, if you have a 4/3 camera, definitely get it. Definitely get it. I did, you know. All right, so this is my $20 deal page. And I did find a few good deals here. Little wrist strap for $2.55, free delivery with Prime. A 58 millimeter ND filter, variable ND filter for $5. And these are not plastic resin lenses. These are optical glass. Another 58 millimeter kit here for $12. You get the CPL and an ND4 and a UV filter and a little lens kit. But get the bag. The bag alone is worth like $6, right? This is a nice little set for $12. And of course, the kaleidoscope or prism filter. Uh, I love using these. I have the 58 millimeter that I use on my 12 to 45 f4 Pro, and it's just a lot of fun. Like here's a good example of one of the shots I took with it recently. This is with the pop art filter, and let me go into my folder. I think I have an album called Lens Filters. There might be some more examples in here, like this one. Here's one of Ellie. I used this one. I stacked the star filter and the kaleidoscope filter together to create this effect. And there's some infrared filters, some more vortex filters. Here I stacked the vortex filter with the kaleidoscope filter. Some more kaleidoscope filter stuff, but you know, I just love filters. Um, I love going out and just having fun with it. Why not? Okay. And then so that's $23. That's a fair price. $1.50 to deliver it. That's a fair price. I've seen better deals. It was under it was like half price. It's gone up overnight. When this was on my page yesterday, I believe it was half this price. Unfortunately, so I might have to take this off. But these are still under 20 bucks. Uh, this is a 10 stop ND filter, so not quite as strong as the 20 stop. The 20 stop is like for doing eclipses. You can do eclipses with a 20 stop filter, but the 10 stop ND filter is probably more usable uh, because a 20 stop filter is impossible to do autofocus. I've been able to autofocus with a 10 stop filter, albeit, not easily, but it does autofocus. And then here's a variable ND filter. This is a true color filter. It's very, very hard to get a true color variable ND filter for $11. Okay, all of these are a good price, but this is particularly good for $11.49. I'm curious of price history. This had to be a lot more expensive in the past. I guarantee. Let's look at the 1 year. At yeah, this used to be like $43 for a long time. Then it dropped down to 20 something, and now it's half that. So this is a killer deal on this filter. And then the step rings I talked about. There's a cheaper set of step rings on my other page, but this one is what you need to do though is look at. I think this one had it had a step ring that the other one didn't. But go through the step up, step down ring sizes and make sure it has the one that you need. A little Velcro wrap. Those are pretty cool. Microfiber wrap, but it sticks together. It's sticky, so it doesn't just unfold on its own. This is a great bag. I've talked about this. This will be probably the last thing I talk about. Uh, this is the bag I use all the time still because it's relatively compact, lightweight, has a great divider system, holds everything that I need, and it's relatively discreet, this color. Durable, very comfortable. And typically, I put my little $29 tripod right here, like that, and I go out like this. So I'm ready for anything because I can fit my 8mm fisheye, my 60 macro, my 12 to 45, and IT32, and diffuser, and filter kit, all in here easily, and a spare battery, with this tripod just hanging on the bottom. And I could squeeze in even the 40 to 150. Now it'll easily fit the 75 to 300, but that's going to take up the room of like three small lenses, right? So, but yeah, I do everything with that bag. I paid like $25, $26 for mine, and I thought I got a good deal because it was originally like $35, but now it's $13. I can't recommend this bag enough. Uh, whoops. And then let me see. Let me just double check down here. This item is new on the page. There's some other options here under 20 bucks that you can look at. And there's a little bit of overlap here with my other page. There's a extension tube set for Micro Four Thirds if you'd like to use extension tubes, but this includes, a 7, a 14, and a 20. This will get you really close. Nice little cleaning kit, some flashes, little compact flashes. They're full manual, a mirror set. I like this idea. I gotta I'm thinking about this myself. Really nice little camera strap here. Both of these are really good. This one's a little bit thinner. And, gray card, white cards. I use these time to time, not very often, but time to time I need to pull one out. And yeah, just all kinds of little things in here that I've talked about before. Some more filters to look at down here in different filter thread sizes. Here's a 58, 20, 16 stop filter. That's hard to beat. Then of course Anchor and Ugreen, all of these card readers. You definitely want to these are all the little things that help. Filter wrenches, these are really useful. And let's see, I got to take this off. This was on sale for well under 20 bucks at one point, but it's not anymore. What was the other thing I wanted to show you? I guess that's it. Lots of little things, right? To kind of little knickknacks to help you get by or help you when you're out in the field. Uh, and I think that's it. Let me see if Lightroom pulled up. Oh, it's really slow. But we want to look for, what were we looking for? The 14 to 54. So I probably used that last year. It's it's one of these 2 years. Let me just pull up everything and see if it comes up. And '14 Lumix. There it is. So here's a couple images. This one, not bad. Let's get the and this one, none of these are processed because I use DxO Photolab to process my images. But Lightroom has this cataloging system, so I was able to find them pretty fast. I didn't do very good here, did I? It was one of these landscape shots that I really liked. Maybe it was this one. I don't know where the other images went. I probably used the 50 to 200 because I have the 50 to 200 2/8 and 4/3 also. I guess that's the best example is that one and maybe this one. There's good light on this one. But yeah, you can see it's very sharp. And this is on what camera? This is on a um, this is probably on my E620 or something. Let me switch this to camera. Yeah, this is on my E620. So you can check the fine detail on this one. Yeah, it looks really good. Really, really sharp. Great color. Looks like I missed focus on this one a little bit. So there you have it. The 14 to 54. And Heather asks on the, I don't know what the R stands for, maybe revised, because there was a 14 to 42 Mark 1. But I honestly, I don't know what the R stands for. Maybe Robin knows if he's still here. Okay, so those were the main deals. Now there are some camera deals other than that Canon R100. I better have that on my page because that was a killer deal. Let me make sure. I mean, I love my OM3. It's on sale. So the OM3 with the 12 to 45 for 2000, killer deal. You know, I paid 2000 for my camera body alone, and they're throwing in the 12 to 45 basically for free. And that's a $600 lens, right? But this is a killer deal. You get the S5 II, which is, 24 megapixel full frame camera, the best, IBIS in the business on full frame. You get the 20 to 60 super wide angle lens, zoom lens, and you also get a 50 millimeter f1.8, which is an optically excellent lens. Those two lenses sold separately at full retail is over 1,100 bucks. But you can typically buy these on sale, these two lenses, but that's still going to be around $800-900. So you're getting the S5 II for about 1,100 bucks. There is no reason, the closest camera that would come to it is probably the old Nikon Z5, right? Um, and that's on sale for like 900 bucks right now. That's the closest thing that'll come to that. And that camera, in my opinion, doesn't hold a candle to the S5 II. The S5 II is an outstanding camera, and I'm so tempted to get this, but I'm leaning towards the S1R, not the Mark II, but the Mark I S1R. I know it's a bigger, heavier camera, but I really like that camera. But I kind of like the sensor in this camera, 24 megapixel, but I just can't justify it. Like I said, if I didn't have that setback the last month, I'd be all right. I would probably buy this, but I cannot. Okay, and let's see. So if you want to get in the Panasonic L-mount system, that S5 II with the two lenses coming with it is an outstanding deal. An outstanding camera, excellent image quality. There's a little bit of rolling shutter issues in the video, so I would say it's really its only weakness. But there's that. There's the OM3 for about the same price with a 12 to 45. Between the two, obviously, I would get the OM3 over an S5 if I had to pick one. But I really think if I could get both, that would be awesome. uh, okay, so I'm sorry, there was a question here or a comment from Clint. Says, I bought several of the old 4/3 Olympus lenses when I first bought my G9. They are all very sharp and the colors are beautiful. Yes. So all of them are really good, but they're a little bit bulky for what they are. Uh, well, I take that back. They're really not. But they are a little bit bulkier. I think because they have more mechanical motors in them, so they had to make the diameter a little bigger. But instead, like all the lenses now have these linear stepping motors that are basically floating one element. A lot of the older 4/3 lenses, they weren't just floating a single element inside for autofocus. They were moving the entire group, like on zoom lenses. So there's that. But anyhow, yeah, I didn't have any issues with any of my 4/3 lenses, but I think the only ones I kept was the 50 macro, the 14 to 54, and the 200, the 50 to 200 f2.8. All of them are excellent, sharp lenses. The one that I sold was the 75 to 300 because I found that it was not as sharp as the 50 to 200, which you wouldn't expect it to be. but it was easier for me to just crop the 200 mm lens than to try to use the 300 mm focal length on the 75 to 300. I was getting better results by cropping in with fewer pixels. And it's, this was partially because it's faster, right? I could use a lower ISO with the 50 to 200. But yeah, all excellent lenses, I would agree. Just like all of OM System and Olympus Glass, they really punch way above their weight. I love the kit lenses. I use my 14 to 42 easy kit lens all the time. The only time I don't use it is when I want to use, I want to use filters. It's hard to find kaleidoscope and vortex and, funky filters for in a thread size that fits the kit lenses, right? So that's really the only reason I bought the 12 to 45 f4, because I didn't buy it with my OM3. I bought it, which I wish I did now, but I bought this separately used and I paid 350 bucks used, and that's a good deal. And but that's the only reason I use this. Otherwise, the 14 to 42 easy kit lens, it's a 3.5 to 5.6, I think. It's it's splitting the difference on f4, right? But it's the only filter I have on my kit lens. This little pancake thing is a polarizer. These you can find, right, for in that thread size pretty easily, but not the kaleidoscope filters, not the 10 stop ND filter, all the filters that I like to use. Okay, looks like that's it. So I will be back on Friday for photo editing live stream, God willing, and Sunday, this coming Sunday, for a regular photo chat to do open Q&A as I always do. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Support the channel by using my affiliate links down below. Bookmark my deal pages so you can reference them. I do update them time to time during the week because some deals just come in that aren't so good. Check my community post page for additional deals. If I find something particularly special, like the 256 gig cards from B&H are exceptional deal today. And but most important of all, you guys have a great day. Okay, try to do that every day. You'll have a great life, and eat healthy and exercise. I want us all to be together for a long time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all again soon.